Our mom's cremades somehow got mixed with a stranger's.
Not good.
Welcome to Attorneys Arguing. Now, we've been together almost 28 years.
I still remember you and I going to the utility center for the public defender's office so that we could get our pictures taken.
Yeah,
and I remember you being chased by a bee all the way down the street. That's one of the first memories I have of Mr. Kaufman here.
Symbolic.
It's very, 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 very funny. You could have, if you guys could have seen him swatting at this. He had sort of a fro.
It was like a hornet. It was a pterodactyl of bees.
It was a pretty big wasp.
Big.
But he had this fro, and it looked like a nest, I think, for this wasp. He was trying to go in, and as he's running, he's almost hitting himself in the head trying to get the.
It's big. It was
and if you're sitting there
watching
watching it happen, it's actually pretty funny. I would have felt bad if you got stung, but you didn't.
When I think about stuff, people always bring up. They go, "You guys are attorneys. In my state, it's not the way it works." Well, we know that. I mean, we know that.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of states are different. In fact, the laws are so different in other states. They're exactly the opposite of the state right next to it.
This show's only for about 12 people. I mean, if you're listening to us from other states,
we're in trouble because we got about 1.2.
Do we really?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
The last video with your mug on it got 3.4 million views.
Oh, my God. You guys get a hobby.
You were so proud of that, too.
I was proud.
You thought it was the thumbnail that did it.
I was shocked.
The thumbnail did it.
I couldn't say that I was proud. I was shocked that it was, it was good information.
It's about a fair.
Yeah, it was good information.
It was about a fair.
Yeah.
We were talking about a fair. We're talking about practice. It was a fair ride.
Yes.
It wasn't interesting. It wasn't fun.
It was informative. 3.4 million people think it was informative.
Actually, a lot of people were angry at us. How dare you? That's not the way it works in mine. Everyone's trying to inform us how insurance works. I have to say, we're pretty good with insurance. We understand this stuff pretty good. And in every state, it's different. It's so bizarre because you and I will go, wait a minute, is that the law? And they go, well, that's this state it is. You go, that's crazy. Why would they do that? You know why? Because they don't care.
Sometimes they don't,
Yeah. You know that laws are made up by actually private corporations. Private corporations lobby our congressmen, our state congressmen, when they want laws more favorable to them. And we've discussed that. Insurance companies are probably outside of the pharmaceutical industry, probably the largest donator to elections.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Defense contractors, the guys who make the rockets and the missiles and the bullets and the tanks and all of that, those guys, the pharmacy, like you just said, and then right behind those two, it's got to be big insurance.
Instead of we the people, it's we the corporations.
Yeah, no kidding.
We the corporations are making these laws. I can't tell you how many times, like they changed some of the negligence laws in Florida a couple of years ago, and watching these congressmen get up and know nothing about what was going. No, nothing about insurance.
Depressing.
And when they ask these guys what they know, they go, oh, well, my staff knows. My staff, I didn't elect your staff. And the fact is we know who elected you, the guys who are giving you hundreds of thousands of dollars and sometimes millions of dollars to run. And the idea that you get up there and you look directly in the camera and you say, I'm representing my constituents. No, you're not. How the hell are you richer after you get out than when you went in?
Yeah, impossible.
I mean, money doesn't work like that.
So you agree, term limits for everybody, not just presidents.
Yeah.
Term limits for everybody.
I think after 18 years, you're done.
That's
almost
that fair? 20. Yeah, that's more than fair.
Because look at the age of some of these congressmen. They're so old, they can't show up. I think one of the rules is you should be able to get on a plane. If you can't fly anymore and you're going, well, I'm still helping you're not helping anybody. You're not involved. You're not motivated. You're not doing your thing. You're just there because you have a name.
You become too jaded after it's got to be 2 terms. 2 terms has to be it.
I mean, how the hell are you worth over $10 million? What did you do privately to get you $10 million? It's impossible. Oh, I was working full time, dealing with voters, dealing with this, and somehow on my off time I made $10 million.
The problem is we all know what you did to get the money, all of us, and we don't care.
We do.
That's the problem. We don't care. We don't care enough to do anything about it.
But we don't understand.
We care in that we'll say things like this on a show like this, but really we don't care because who's arrested? Who's arrested for having a $10 million estate when they made $170,000 a year?
Yeah, that's painful. even working that money, let's say you made 25% on your whole. You didn't put any of your money into anything. And you put like 25% of it away. There's no way you're getting to 10 million off 170.
Impossible.
In 4 years.
Impossible.
8 years. If you're a president and you come out of here and you're worth $100 million on your way out the door, I mean, what do you make, $250,000 a year?
Yeah.
So let's do like, let's say Trump. Trump donates the salary, but he gets out with $1 million. How does that turn into 100?
It doesn't, and we know it.
Okay.
And that's what I'm saying. We don't care. Well, we care enough, like I said, to say it, but we don't care enough to do anything about it.
Well, what are you going to do about it?
Why doesn't the IRS do something about it?
IRS works for the president.
Oh, not when he's not president anymore.
Well,
hey, did you get all this income? How'd you get all this income? Where did it come from?
Well, they're going to say from speaking. People paid me to speak. Who paid you? The company said it. The company that financed my last campaign.
China.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
Iran paid me $17 million to give a speech at a college.
All right. Well, I get handed these questions early on. I have not read the question. The reason I hold them is because I don't make noises when I hold them.
That should be bribery now. You can't get paid more than $10,000 for a speech. That should be the deal.
No, because that's you have a right to make money. And then they're going to say that's
you
not
don't have
capitalism.
a right to be bribed.
What about celebrities? Celebrities
You
get
don't
paid
have
more
a
than
right to
$10,000
say,
a show.
oh, well, Iran gave me $17 million to put on a speech about cooking oil. Sure, it was about cooking oil.
I'm entertaining.
And not to grease the wheels
I'm an
to get a
entertainer
favorable.
now. I'm an entertainer now. I get paid to talk.
You're not. Why not when you're a president or a senator or a
So
House
we're going to limit their
representative?
income once they leave?
Once they're done?
Yes.
No.
Well, that's what they
Give
get paid
all
for.
the speeches you want when you're done.
You think Clinton made that money while he was in office? No, he made it afterwards.
Well, their relatives do. That's the problem.
Okay. All right. Well, let's talk about this one. Next question. We got this sent in from somebody. I hope this really didn't happen, and I'm terribly sorry if this was you. My mother passed away recently, and the funeral home has made a very big mistake. I didn't want to read this.
This is not good.
I didn't want to read it. No. Ooh. Our moms.
Did they cremate her on accident?
She said moms is MOS with no apostrophe. It's like multiple mothers, but I think she meant.
Well, no, that's how some people refer. My mom's.
Our mom's cremades somehow got mixed with a stranger's.
Not good.
Okay. What can we do? Emotional damages. There's so many different things you're thinking about. First off, it's negligent. When you hear the word negligent, please inform everyone what the definition of negligence is so they know, because they hear it. You had a duty to perform. You either failed to perform correctly or you didn't perform at all.
You did something unreasonable. You did something in a way that a reasonable person wouldn't have done that thing.
Okay.
So if you have a job, like I'm supposed to chop down this tree, a reasonable person would not cut it in such a way that it falls on a house. A reasonable person would try to prevent it from falling on a house or a person.
Or that it damages some other structure.
A reasonable person would not let kids climb to the top of the tree while he's cutting it down, for example.
Now that we've explained that, your job was to cremate the remains of somebody you were hired to do. Now, is it reasonable that you would do that without mixing it up with somebody else? Now, that's not to say the crematorium is perfect where, you won't get some dust from another person, that they have to sterilize it and everything else. But to like mix and match different.
So here's my question. How did they know? Like somebody was super honest over
Maybe there was
at the
a filling
crematorium?
or something. Maybe there's a filling because I don't think it, like teeth filling. What happens with those? I don't know. If it saw some silver and they go, Mom didn't have any bad teeth.
Don't they melt?
Silver, it won't disappear.
I don't know.
I know they melt, but then.
I'm dying to know how they found it out. Did they just admit it?
You think we're getting screwed with? I mean, they'd have to know, right? I mean, was it like a hefty bag and they just delivered it back? I mean,
a normal person occupies like 2 gallons worth of ash, and this is like 19 gallons.
They gave me a 5-gallon jug. I would assume that it would have to be some kind of synthetic in there that you knew wasn't like, like there's There's when you have like your hip or something else like that. Your hip replaced, you could sometimes
Would that make the ashes? Don't they sift through that stuff and just give you the ashes?
Maybe there's some gold flakes in it. Who knows? All right, but now let's say we can prove it.
All right.
There was a gold
for
tooth.
the sake of argument.
There's a tooth in there.
We know that the ashes were mixed. It's unforgivable. What are the damages? How are you damaged?
Okay.
I will take the position of the defense attorney for the crematorium on this one.
Okay.
You're not damaged. Your mom, Jeff, although it's tragic, she passed. There's nothing you can do to bring her back. You do have her ashes. It's just that her ashes are mixed with somebody else. How does that cause you any harm? You still can do all of the things that you wanted to do. You can still spread your mother's ashes wherever you wanted to spread them. She wanted to be on this lake, go spread them on the lake. You fulfilled her last wish. How has this damaged you?
It's not my mother. My mother contracted in her will that I do something very specific with her ashes. Now, parts of her ashes
you can still do that.
Okay. Now, as a child, as somebody who wanted to do everything to honor my mother's memory, you have taken that from me. And I am emotionally, I let you go off on your nonsense. I am emotionally traumatized by what happened. I'm not done yet. Stop trying to cut me up. You don't get to do that. You don't get to tell me how I'm supposed to feel. And now I've gone to a therapist. And the other day I had such a mental breakdown, I crashed my car.
Okay.
And I am devastated by what happened because you failed in your responsibility to do the simplest thing, which is turn on an oven, break out a kid's shovel, and put it into a vase. That was your job. And now you've emotionally scarred me for life.
Well, you sound like someone who is so emotionally fragile that opening the cereal box on the wrong way would have sent you to the psychotherapist. All right.
And
if you're that fragile, I'm sorry, you don't get to hold everybody else to some weird standard of giving you $32 million because you have to deal with the fact that your mom's ashes might have somebody's ashes mixed in on accident. Well, it was an accident. Get over it.
Well, the good thing about that is there were 6 people on that jury who hate you for screwing with my mother's ashes, and I might not get $32 million, but they're going to make you pay for your incompetence.
I don't think so.
Well, that's what the court system's for.